Hey, John Morris here, johnmorrisonline.com. So, simple question for you. What is a simple way to pandemic-proof your business? Or what about the next recession? Because there's always one around the corner for one reason or another. If you pay attention to history at all, they tend to happen at least once or twice a decade. So, there's always one coming. Or even worse, if you believe in that we have the potential for hyperinflation and currency crisis, financial collapse. I know that all sounds doom and gloom, but these things do happen, and depending on where you live, your country might be in a more precarious position than others. But these things do happen. Or you could simply take what happened with my dad. If you don't know, if you haven't heard me talk about this, in September 5th, 1989, we were in a bad car wreck. And essentially my dad from that point on became a paraplegic instantly. One day gets in a car wreck on the way to work, and becomes a paraplegic. And he was a plumber. Well, now he couldn't do plumbing anymore. The business that he had, of course, completely fell apart. He had a bunch of debt that he now had from the business and from his medical bills. And his life completely fell apart. It can happen at any moment. And I think a lot of people go through life assuming that things will work out for the best. We all watch a lot of movies and TV shows, and most of the time the good guys tend to win in the end. So we think if we're good people, that things are going to work out for the best in the end. I don't think that way. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about the future, about my future, but I don't assume that it's just automatically going to happen, because I've seen the worst thing that can happen. I've watched people die right in front of me. You know, people who probably assumed that everything that was going to work out, that it'll all be okay. And there they were, right in front of me, dead. Which, again, I know sounds a little morbid and a little doom and gloom, but it's reality. That's the reality that we live in. And so I just don't think that way. My stance on it, or my view on it, is that you have to make it okay. You have to make your future okay. You have to make things work out in the end. You can't just assume that they will. So I'm constantly evaluating my position, what position I am in, especially financially, right? So I constantly ask myself, what if I get in a car wreck tomorrow? I asked myself that this morning. What would happen if I got in a car wreck tomorrow morning? Or I got cancer and I have 6 months to live. Will my family be taken care of? Or will my kids have to suffer the same way that I did after that happened to us back then? So I'm constantly thinking about these and evaluating where I'm at, and then what's the next step? What do I need to do now? How can I put them in a better position if something happens to me? So again, you can call me cynical or pessimistic or whatever, but the one thing you'll never call me is unprepared, because I'm always thinking about the future. In any case, that's why I'm so passionate about pushing you to get into online course creation. You know, I get it. I'm biased. 1,000%. I now sell a course on course creation. I didn't before, and I've talked about this, but I now sell a course on course creation, and I'm gonna, at some point invite you to take the course. So I get how someone would say that I'm biased. I'm just saying that for whatever reason. So take all of this with a huge grain of salt. Don't pour 1,000 gallons of salt down your gold if that's what you need to do. But I can tell you, I still believe it, because online course creation to me is almost like legit real world alchemy. You can come up with an idea, you can create a course on it, sell the course, and make money. It's really that simple, especially given the platforms that now exist to help you market your courses. Udemy, Skillshare, Pluralsight, and a bunch of others that I'm probably forgetting, and more popping up every day. I get emails from these new ones that are popping up all the time. Probably good 4 or 5 per week I get emails from. Not all of those are going to survive. Not all of those would help you to make a bunch of money from your course, but some of them will, and the competition will increase, and the number of options for that kind of thing are going to continue to increase. And so, there's teachers out there that I know that all they do is put their courses up on Skillshare and Udemy, and that's it. They don't do any outside marketing, no mailing lists, no social media, or very little of it, if they do any. So they just create the course, they upload it, and they earn an income from it. And there's some of them that earn thousands per month just doing that. So you don't have to have a big audience to start with. You don't have to be some slick marketer. You don't have to have a big mailing list. None of that. There's platforms out there that you can put your course on that will now do that for you if you don't want to do any of that. So now, obviously, you're gonna make more if you go out and promote. If you do some of the marketing stuff on your own on top of what they're doing, you'll make even more. But the point is that all the infrastructure is now there to make it as simple and easy as you want to make it. So all you really need to get started is a really good course that doesn't take you 17 years to create. And so that's why I created Sane Course Creation. There's plenty of people out there that talk about course creation. And if you want to get into, 87 lesson master courses and magnum opuses or doing all the slick transitions and this and that, there's plenty of other people that teach that. But if you want like a really just straightforward, simple way to create a course that's packed with value, that has depth to it, and has a ton of value packed into that depth, again, without driving yourself nuts, that's why I created Sane Course Creation, because I see so many course creators, in my opinion, going about this all wrong, focused way too much on the sizzle and not the steak. And as a former military instructor who, taught tens of thousands of soldiers deploying to a war zone, maybe one of the most serious environments in which you can teach something, watching all of that, it's just maddening to me. So again, that's why I created the course. Now, again, as I've mentioned, as a freelancer, you're perfectly positioned to take advantage of this because you already have the knowledge. You already have the skill. You probably even already have an audience or a little bit of an audience and some authority in your market. All you really need is to create the course, and you need a format to follow that will help you, again, to create depth and then some insight on how to pack your course with value, what value actually is, what it is that students actually want, so you can cram as much value into it and make it a really good information-packed course that people will love. That'll get word of mouth. That'll get more people on the platform giving you good reviews. That'll get you rated higher. That's going to lead to more people watching it, more reviews, and it just becomes a self-feeding cycle. So, but the core of it is a really good course. And in my experience, it all comes down to the course outline. If you can nail down the course outline, the recording part is easy. The editing part is easy. It all really comes down to the course outline and creating that depth and packing it with value at that point. So before you ever record, you know that the course that you're about to create is just crammed with value and it's going to do well. Anyway, my Sane Course Creation course, where I'll teach you all of this, is up on Skillshare for the time being, which means that you can get it essentially free. And that's because as a teacher on Skillshare, I can offer you an exclusive 1-month free trial of a platform. The normal trial is just 7 days. So if you just go over to Skillshare.com right now, you'll see a 7-day trial. But as a teacher, I can offer you a 1-month free trial. With that, you get 100% unfettered access to everything, every course, every video, every lesson, every PDF, every download, the whole enchilada. There's over 30,000 plus courses on the site, so you can take all my courses. You can take a bunch of other courses on the platform. Again, you get access to all of it during the free trial. And then if you simply cancel before the month is up, you never pay a penny. So it is a few hoops for you to jump through, but it's not a bad deal. Especially given that extra time that you get with the 1-month trial. That said, keep in mind that my course, Sane Course Creation, is coming off Skillshare at the end of July, which is just a few days from now, at which point it'll be sold on my website for probably around $150 or so. So if you want it while it's essentially free, the clock is ticking. The link to get the exclusive 1-month trial from me is myjohn.us/sane. Again, that's myjohn.us/SANE. I'll also drop a link in the description. Just remember, though, you not only have to start the trial, you also have to watch the course before the end of July because I'm taking it off of Skillshare, so you physically won't be able to watch it. So don't just start the trial, get in there, watch the course, and let's get your course created. Again, like I said, the link is myjohn.us/sane. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you next time.